Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at justkeepswimming_podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who I got with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr.
Toi,
aka
Donovan Jackson.
Okay, going straight to professional today, huh?
Yeah, I ain't wasting no time. It's been a day, bro.
Yeah, it's been a long week. I feel that one, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, school starting, work going full speed now. So, no, I truly understand that, bro.
Nah.
Yeah, but so I know today you had a very special episode that you wanted to talk about, so or an idea you wanted to share for today's episode. So I was just thinking we could just dive right into it. Then let's not waste no time.
Yeah. So essentially, I thought of this idea for the episode because I watched this video yesterday. It was called the Lucifer Effect, and it was interesting because the premise is basically saying that no matter how good you are or you think you are, under certain circumstances you can always become evil. And it gave like examples of like the I forgot one of the studies, but it was the study where they grabbed like a group of college kids and put them in a prison and assigned them roles. Like one was a prison guard, or one side, or a number of them was prison guards and the other ones were prisoners.
Oh, okay.
And essentially, because of the power that the prison guards had, and then the lack of personal responsibility, or they weren't going to be blamed for what they did, they were treating the prisoners like shit, and it got so bad that the study was shut down after 6 days.
Oh, wow.
And that wasn't even the full planned length for the experiment.
How long was it supposed to be? Probably a month.
Probably a month or something like that. Yeah, but they shut it down quick just because of the inhumane conditions that the prison guards were putting the prisoners through.
Oh, wow.
I think they brought up the rape of Nanking. You can be a regular Joe, but depending on what type of propaganda or things that were given, or the lack of responsibility or personal repercussions that you believe that you'll get, you will essentially kind of have the opportunity to do very evil things. Another example was, and I actually read about this in my first psychology class. It was like an experiment where they gathered people and there was like this shock meter, and essentially they were told to increase the shock.
I remember this one.
Yeah. Increase the shock, and the people that were increasing the shock were told that the professor or the guy that was running the experiment would take all the responsibility for it. But you had a number of participants that increased it all the way, which would cause serious damage, and despite the other side of the person saying, screaming and begging them to stop, they just still continue to do it.
Right.
So again, given under certain circumstances, anybody has the power to do evil. But it brought up another half to say, like, it's not that we're all kind of doomed in a sense if given those certain opportunities. There's always a choice,
right?
And it's up to you to kind of have that personal integrity to do what you think is right for the greater good.
Right.
So, that's kind of what I want to talk about today.
And I think that right there is beautiful because going back to the shock experiment, that was something I actually learned at college. Because, they were talking about how it is because, like you said, that person, it's like the way the full experiment works is they have a random subject come in the room. The person administering the shocks was the test subject. And they wanted to see how far they can force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. Mm-hmm. So like during the experiment, you did have people that said, no, I'm not raising the level on the shock. The person on the other side of the wall is screaming for pain. Even though it's fake screams, the person thought it was real because they thought they're shocking them. So the dude was like, no, I'm not going to go no more. And he walked out the experiment room. And, that's amazing self-control. He made the choice of walking out compared to sitting there and doing it, whatever. But then it also leads me to the other side of it. Like you said, somebody was sitting there being forced and, they didn't want to go on. They wanted to stop. But the doctor kept saying, no, they need to do it. They're a criminal. They try to do everything they can to make it so you can low-key become inhumane. Like you can kind of just take away the humanity of the person on the other side, and I'm gonna keep doing bad with it. And I think that right there is like goes back to the Spider-Man line, you can use your power for good,
With great power comes great responsibility.
With great power comes great responsibility. But then that leads me to an Eminem line. He says, with great power he says, if I only could use my powers for good, I wouldn't. It's a cold line, what I'm saying? But it's the idea, like you said, the choice. Like he has the only option he has is to do good. The only thing he can do is good. And he said, I won't do nothing then because I'd rather be bad. And it's like, that is a deep thought.
Right. Because, it takes away that kind of like free will, but that's the thing that also keeps you from not only choosing the bad or the good side. Mm-hmm. So it's like, again, it's kind of up to you. And I'm glad you mentioned that part where the person that was conducting the experiment, he was pressuring them to continue raising the voltage.
Yeah, you always pushed them. Yes,
and people can falter due to fear of like a higher authority.
Exactly.
So it's like one of three things that can kind of happen. You can you kind of like choose evil on your own, right? Mm-hmm. Or because you're afraid of the pressures of a higher authority, you can get coerced into doing evil things, even though they didn't say that you had to stay.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, but peer pressure can force you to do terrible things. And then third, you can, despite all the pressure and all the odds against you, you can still do the tough thing and do what's right.
Exactly. And that's why I want to use the word peer pressure instead of higher authority, because my thought was the kids that get in trouble for hanging out with the wrong kid because they want to look cool, or they want to be a part of this friend group, or they want to just, oh, this girl would like me if I go and, I don't know, who knows what people like to do nowadays. But it's like the idea you're trying to hold a certain persona. Mm-hmm. And in order to hold that persona, you will destroy who you are personally just to look good in the eyes of another.
And I kind of have like a rebuttal against that too. Mm-hmm. And say they both kind of apply as a higher authority as well. Mm-hmm. Is... Well, you're placing another person above
giving
you.
Them,
you're giving them the power.
You're that clout.
You
said that's the cool kid. I want to be like him. So you gave him power.
Yeah, you gave him power.
I haven't think about it like that.
So, and I mean, that's kind of like something I've been thinking about, and like talking to somebody I met recently. Mm-hmm. But it's crazy how much you should keep your individuality.
Yes.
Separate from everything else. Like you shouldn't try to be like everybody else, even though you may feel ostracized or isolated and things like that. You should always try to be more true to you and figure out who you are and place nobody above you, because that's the truth. Nobody is truly above you.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe you can say, as you're growing up because you have parents, but at the end of the day, I think both of you guys need to realize that every person is an individual with their own wants, needs, and desires.
And then I feel like you said, there's nobody above you. There's people who you put above you due to respect factors or whatever.
Yes.
So like, for example, working at work, Leo, You know, he tell me all the time, nah, man, you got it. You doing it, bro. But I call him Captain Leo because I respect the man. I'm watching his steps. I'm trying to learn from him. So I give him the opportunity to be, quote unquote, above me for this time because I need to learn from him.
Right.
You know, so I think, it's like the power that you apply to it. I think that's pretty deep. And then, going based off what you said, though, if you guys listened to last week's episode, that's kind of what I touched on a little bit because, like I said, I went to the wedding and, yes, I'm there for a wedding and I'm there to be a groomsman, but at the same time, I'm not about to give up my individuality of I'm on vacation at the same time. I pay for plane tickets, I bought a rental car, I pay for this hotel room. I'm going to enjoy this stuff the way I want to enjoy it. I'm not just going to say I have to do everything that the wedding party wants me to do because I don't know. For what reason? I can't even find a reason besides, to make my man happy. And he respected me in either way. And then ironically, when I got back, it's weird. I always get this text message though. People love your energy. And I'll be like, y'all really like my energy? I'll be feeling like I'm an asshole because I didn't show up to the event. I didn't do this. But then they're like, they like that though. They like that you said, nah, I'm not going to make it. And you didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? And you kept your word. And they respect it though. And that's me being true to myself at the end of the day of like, no, I'm not about to drink all night, wake up at 11 a.m., to go be at a bar at 12 to drink again all day. Like, no, that's not true to me. I love you, bro. Congratulations. I respect you. Do what y'all do. But I'm not about to do that. That's not me. I'm not going to put myself in that environment. I'm going to go find a lake. You know what I'm saying? Go swimming. Do whatever we want to do.
And, I mean, to kind of tag along in that regard, too, I just know that, I'm not too much of a... I don't like to go out as much anymore. I remember one night I was kicking it with some friends and...
Sorry. I dropped that kettlebell hella hard. I didn't think it's going to hit that hard. My bad.
You're good. Yeah. But we was having like a barbecue at my friend's like apartment complex. We were just kicking it, chilling, eating, blah, blah, blah. And, they were talking about possibly going to like Fremont or something like that. And it's like 11 o'clock. I'm like, bro, I'm tired. I understand it's just a Friday or a Saturday right now. We still got another day, but I'm just not interested in going out to drink because we're going to go out and drink. For what reason, as I'm tired, spend money, and then I'm going to have to make sure I'm sober enough to get home, which I've already had experience with, like, the sad consequences of, being in that type of environment and doing things that way. So I'm like, I'm ready to go home. I mean, I appreciate you driving me here because my car is at your house, but if push comes to shove, I'm going to fucking Uber. I just want to go home. Yeah.
No, and I agree with that, bro. And that's like, your prior experiences give you a reason of why I shouldn't be doing something or why maybe I should do something. But, everybody's experience is different. And your experiences counts with compared to, one of your other friends, they could have an experience of, well, last time I went to the club after 11 p.m., I got lucky. So I'm going to try it again and see if it can happen again, And I feel like that's what make people sometimes do chase that feeling of, well, this happened last time I hung out with this guy, so maybe it'll happen again or whatever case may be. But then, at the end of the day, though, still do what's best for you. Do what's best for Donovan, what's best for Adrian, what's best for Anaya, whoever the case may be. Like, do what's best for you because at the end of the day, you have to look yourself in the mirror and take accountability for what you did. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, the going out late stuff, you got to wake up early and you going to be tired. Maybe they don't. And you being tired and what you going to do? Blame it on them? Oh, I shouldn't have stayed out. I can't hang out with Johnny no more. Now you're just not taking responsibility for your life. And with that is happening, once you stop taking responsibility for your life, people control you and do what you want to do.
100%.
And then next thing you know, like you said, you just floating up the river, not knowing which way to go because the wind keep blowing you and you float any way it goes,
Right.
Like, yes, go with the flow, but at the same time, know that I can paddle my boat to the side anytime I want to and park.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
It's a delicate balance.
It's a delicate balance, you know what I'm saying? And you got to understand your balance. Like, another example with work. My job, very flexible, we all have the same goal. Get people sign up for the program, get kids service, make our grant look good so we can get another grant for next year. Simple goal, How you come about the goal, that's almost up to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you have certain rules you can follow. You You know, you can't do this, can't do that, you can do this, can do that. But then a lot of the other stuff is creativity on how you're going to make it work for yourself.
Right.
And that's what I've been learning as well. You know, like, I need to figure out how I'm going to make this plan work. I still have the same goal as you, but I'm going to do something a little different because it might work better for me instead of me trying to do what you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if my plan was to make beats to get kids to come to this program, I would fail. You know what I'm saying? I can't make a beat to save my life, you know? But get up and talking to kids, I can do that, you know? So let me do what I can do.
Right.
Know? So I think I love that, though. Stay true to yourself.
Another thing I did want to bring up, too, was, you know, it talked about, you know, let's say, just as a question, let's say you were given all the power in the world. Do you think you'd be able to stop yourself from abusing that power and still be able to do good, or do you think you would succumb?
So I think my problem would be is I think my problem would be is I would think I'm doing good, but I can be doing harm and not realize it.
Right.
That's my fear. The idea of, you know, for example, I have all the power in the world. This is a small example. I have all the power in the world, so I'm gonna make the price of something $8 so everybody can always afford it, can always take care of people, blah, blah. And it may look good for the bigger people, but then I could be harming something somewhere else. Now the workers who grow this can't get paid like they used to, so now their families are being hindered, and then, you know, now I look bad in that country. Who knows what the case can be? But I think that's my thought of the idea. There's always a give and take. And it's kind of like, how do I make the best choice not to, like you said, be a martyr, but at the same time, be a saint? Like, I feel like it's kind of hard to find it. Cause that's something I always feel. Like I say it today. There's nothing in life is free. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm giving out these free pencils to you guys right now, but somebody had to pay for this.
And make them.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, they're free to you right now, but they cost somewhere, somehow, some way. So it's like things that I think I'm getting right now, it still costs somebody something, some way. You know? So I think that would be my thing. Like, if I did have all the power in the world, I'll do my best not to abuse it.
Right.
But, you know, if I go to KFC and the line is long and I want some chicken, I might be like, yeah, I'm the president, bitch. Give me some, you know what I'm saying? Give me a cheese and wing, I'm gonna cut y'all, sorry.
Yeah.
You know, but...
I mean, if in this chicken situation, I don't think I could do that. Yeah, I think just like my moral standpoint wouldn't be, but again, that was what you said earlier, is like, I think that would be my struggle, is like trying to figure out, okay, if and what I'm doing really good.
Is it really good?
Yeah. Do I have a sound idea of what is good for the world and what is evil for the world?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And that's what it is. Do I have a sound idea? Do I truly know what is good? Because what I believe is good, somebody else can believe is evil. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be like, marijuana is free for everybody in this country. People will think that's the best shit in the world. Somebody think that's the most evilest thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? And it's really just based off of your perspective and your point of view, your opinion, you know, how you were raised, your experience, your environment. It all goes based off of so many things, you know. But I think the ultimate thing too is that gut feeling you get afterwards.
Yeah.
Do you feel peace with your decision? You know, and I think that's something that's like a real thing that we need to try to get across. Like, do you feel peace with what you just done? You know, like, I understand you didn't want to go to the family event and you may feel bad for not showing, but do you feel
that was the correct decision for
exactly. Do you feel that was the correct decision for you and you can forgive yourself for feeling bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, if that was the correct decision for you, then I don't believe you made a wrong decision. You know, because at the end of the day, I gotta do what's best for me sometimes.
Right.
You know, yes, I'm here to help the world, but, you know, I want to go help the kids, but if I'm sick, it's not best for me to go out there with the kids because, one, I'm gonna tire myself out, burn myself out, I'm irritated, I'm tired.
And then you can possibly put other people at risk.
I can possibly put other people at risk, exactly. I can pass on this negative energy, this sickness, this whatever the case may be, I can pass it on, you know? So I think that's something that's real. But yeah, no, bro, I think that right there was an amazing idea because also with the topic that popped in my mind, it's like teachers, you know, we're in education.
Yeah.
And the idea how, you know, You know, it's like you see the videos of the teacher having fun with the kids, but then they'll do something that you be like, ooh, I don't know if you're allowed to do that, sir. You know,
Right.
like nobody like they're mad, but I don't think you can throw pencils at kids. You know what I'm saying? Even though they laughing, they joking, you guys are family now because they've been in your classroom every single day. It's still like, okay, your power is now transforming, faltering now. Now you're starting to get a little more of a parental role compared to a teacher-student role that you're supposed to keep.
Then again, it's like, okay, well, is that because of past traditions?
Yeah, too.
Or, you know, because, I mean, I think you hear it in the news and, like, you know, just the society today where the generation's changing.
Oh, yes.
Like, everything's changing. Like, the type of respect and regard that you give people nowadays is totally different. And I guess now is the decision on, you know, which way is the quote unquote right way to go about life now,
What
and
is
how
the right
you
way?
interact with people and things of that nature. Which, I mean,
It's hard.
it's hard. Yeah, I don't think I can give you a right answer. Or, I mean, and then it's like, okay, well, do what you think is right to the best of your ability. Like, you know, is this the wave that is carrying us down right now? And am I gonna, is it the right decision to go along with it, or should I pull my shit to the side and do what I believe is right? Like, hey, maybe this water isn't, you know, fresh enough for me right now. Maybe let's go to the land and try to figure something out.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
You know.
Hey, I'm not gonna taint the water on purpose, but I'm gonna definitely get out and try to find my own way.
Right, exactly. You know, like, just because all y'all eating a cheeseburger right now, I want a salad, and I'm gonna stick to my salad. I'm not gonna let you guys peer pressure me into getting this burger. You know, because something's telling me right now that this is gonna be best for me, and it turns out it will be best for me. You know, hopefully.
Right.
But yeah, bro. So then, I guess my one question for you is you know, like, what was the summary of the video then? Like, what was his takeaway of how to make the correct decisions and not be the you know, not to turn your good to evil? If there was a,
It's like, essentially what he was saying, if I remember correctly, is like, it's up to you to realize that you have the choice. Granted, his whole, you know, explanation of the book, and if you read the book yourself, you are now prepared with the knowledge and the tools to be able to make your own choices. Now it's up to you to know that whatever you're doing is right or wrong, and it's up to you to make that good decision no matter how tough it is. It's not always going to be easy. Like, sometimes it is easier to make that evil decision rather than the good one, but are you going to have enough perseverance and moral value within yourself and respect for yourself and others to make that correct decision that needs to be made?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that right there is that's pretty deep what you said right now. Is a lot of time it is easier to make the evil decision, the bad decision, the negative decision, because sometimes it don't take no thought. You know, a lot of times that's just a reaction.
Right.
You know, but like you said, to step back and really say, if I do this, what will happen? Is a bigger mindset. And I think that's something that we all have to do, you know. Because sometimes, like you said, there is no repercussion, or it may be repercussions, but it's not a big repercussion that should stop you. You know?
I was gonna say, maybe the repercussion doesn't even go towards you. Like, it's, again,
Yeah.
let's say if that shock experiment was real, like, whatever happens, that person running the experiment is gonna take full responsibility. Well, are you still gonna continue with that or not? Like, whether, like, realize the responsibility that you hold. Like, yeah, he can say that you have no responsibility and he's going to take all of it, but you know in your heart that
how you gonna
you're doing it.
Exactly.
So are you going to play ignorance, like willful ignorance against that situation, or are you going to choose the right decision and understand that, hey, these are my actions, this is how it's affecting the world around me, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do to rectify that.
Right. Exactly. So like for example, for me, Sunday before, you know, we were supposed to have dinner with the parents and everything. I was supposed to be there. I RSVP'd and everything, and then you know, Tiffany had to come back and get her car because she was coming from out of town. So I had a decision to make. Do I go to dinner and possibly tell her to go Uber and we'll pick you up and figure this out, or do I get this girl this car back and pray for forgiveness on the other side and make it up to them later, you know. And I did what I felt was the best decision of, you know what, at the end of the day, my family has always taught me responsibility, and this is my responsibility right now, and they'll be more proud of me to handle my responsibilities than just to go somewhere, have fun, leave somebody hanging.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what made me make the decision of, let me do this, not that, you know, based off the morals and the compass I have inside me.
I can't speak for everybody else, but I think I would have made that right decision too, and I didn't blame you for it. Like, I was like, that's what it is.
And to my understanding, nobody would, maybe at the time when they get the bad news, I'm not going to be there, they was a little upset, but once they understood it, it was like, oh, I can respect that.
I mean, I think it was just them trying to make it work on all rounds.
All rounds, exactly.
But, I mean, it is.
And it happened. It is what it is. But at the same time, though, like I said, that decision, I found peace in the decision when I made it. I didn't feel bad after. I felt upset that I missed it, but I didn't feel bad as in I'm a bad person. Mm-hmm. You know, and those are two separate feelings. Upset is, yeah, I'm sad at myself. I coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but I missed it. Feeling bad, though, is like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna beat myself up now. Because I'm not eating dinner with them, I'm not gonna eat dinner at all tonight and go to bed early and punish myself because of A, B, or C. You know what I'm saying? So I think that right there is something big. But I do love that, though. I think that's right there a great way to end it, though. Like, you have a choice. The choice is yours, you know.
Dude, what was it?
Who's the black sheep? We're the black sheep.
I think it was either like elementary or middle school, but that was always the thing that happened in the morning announcements. It was like they always ended it, you can either have a good day or a bad day. The choice is yours.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
And I do that with all these kids. Like, you know, right now, me talking to the kids, talking about the program, it's like, I'm here on this day, that day. Sign up, cool, blah, blah, but it's your job to come to me. Like, I'm not gonna chase you down. I'm not gonna ask you. I'm gonna reach out to class and ask you every now and then. But if you need more help, don't wait. Yeah, go and do it right now. Because at the end of the day, when you get to college, they're not gonna care. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, why don't you ask for help? And that's your fault, because they're dealing with thousands of students for one class, and there's thousands on thousands of kids at the college. They're not. They don't have time to worry about one piece of person, you know what I'm saying? So if you need that extra help, you need that assistance, you want to go to the next level, speak up. Make the choice and speak up, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, it's your choice to either don't say nothing, you do say something, but you got to do something, you know? And I think that's my motto this week. So this week I had the same mindset of, I've been feeling like I don't have all the tools I need to do my job. I don't know what I'm doing, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But literally, I did my horoscope on Tuesday, and it literally said, long story short, what do you have to lose? You know what I'm saying? Either go try it and see what happens. You mess up, whoops. You do something right, great job. But it's like, don't just sit back and just wait, though, because sitting back and waiting is not going to get nothing resolved. You know, I'm just gonna be sitting there and then I'm gonna be look back and I'm doing no work. So it's like, just do something. Let them tell me I'm wrong. If they don't tell me I'm wrong, let's keep rolling. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's like my mindset recently, and it's been beneficial for sure. It's been working out for me. Mm-hmm. Just putting my neck out there, trying something new.
That's all you can do.
That's all I can do, bro.
Yeah, make a change.
Yeah, let's make a change, bro. So, do you have a quote you'd like to leave us with, sir? You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that.
You can get with this, or you can get with that.
You can get with this, because this is where it's at. But the song is called The Choice Is Yours.
Yes.
The song is called The Choice Is Yours, you know what I'm saying? So you can get with this, or you can get with that.
But I'm going to just combine and say, you can have a good day or a bad day. The choice is yours.
Yes.
You can do good or you can do bad. The choice is yours.
Mm-hmm. You can do something, you can do nothing.
But
the choice is
be
yours.
Prepared for the consequences.
Yes. And that's beautiful. I like that. You can get with this or you can get with that. But whatever it is, no, let's rephrase it. You can get with this, you can get with that. The choice is yours, but be prepared for
the consequences.
Yeah. Fuck. How can you make that rhyme? Whether you do A or B, you gonna see, and you better be ready for the D. No. Wow. It started off good until the end. Yeah. So,
it kind of rhymes.
It kind of rhymed. It kind of makes sense.
C and D, but
D didn't work.
Yeah, that was the context is kind of lost.
Kind of lost. Yeah. But you get the point.
Yeah. While we goofing around.
Yeah, we goofing around. I'm gonna have a new quote for y'all next week for that one, because I think that would be a great choice. That would be a great one. You know. But yeah, we can go with the Spider-Man. Great power comes great responsibility, but it's your choice on what you want to do with it.
Just be prepared for the consequences.
Yep, exactly. Are you gonna die the hero or see yourself live long enough to become the villain?
That part.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you guys so much for joining us today. And before you sign off, I just want to give some apologies out there. I know we haven't having guests like there, and our quality of the show has been, I don't want to say going down, but it's not as up to par as normal. But we've been swamped with work lately. Both of us starting new jobs with the school district. They got us working all different type of days. I'm going out of town next week. I was out of town last week. It's crazy. We got family reunion coming up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just been, life's been hard. But
yeah.
Birthdays, birthday been all this month. We had 2 birthdays on this side. My other child T's Mac, his birthday happened as well. But yeah, at the end of the day though, we still swimming.
That part.
So, we still swimming. So we will get back live, active, cracking again, and get some quality hosts coming, or some quality guests coming, of course. So the host can't get no better. But,
I will say that this is probably the one podcast that really follows how life goes. We have ups and downs, but we're still swimming.
Exactly. Yeah, you can go look through my episodes and damn near figure out my life for the last 3 years, no question.
100%.
Yeah. So, yes. But yes, thank you guys all so much for continuing to rock with us. We truly appreciate you guys. You already know, please share and subscribe. I'm gonna try to get some new t-shirts getting made soon, so we can start selling some. So please keep aware or please pay attention to the Instagram page, so when that sale does happen, you can get your JKS t-shirt. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, a marvelous afternoon, a splendid evening, and remember to just keep swimming.